Hi guys, I'm Nyx, founder of the YouTube channel NyxRising Industries, where we'll be hosting a brand new Dungeons and Dragons series called Life of the Party. Life of the Party is a story set in this expansive and culturally rich world called Caldera, where our diverse party will be traversing mountain ranges and mangrove swamps, exploring all these different regions, these different cities, and having some incredible adventures along the way. And that's where you come in. With your support on our crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo, we can take this adventure to new heights. We'll still be making the show regardless of any funds raised, but anything that we do raise will go towards improving the viewer experience for you. Better audio equipment, for example, a better set in the room where we'll be filming it, minis, terrain maps, that sort of thing, artwork. There's not really any limit to how much we can improve with your support. I'm going to pass you over to the DM and the other players so they can introduce themselves, and then we'll introduce our characters and give you your first taste of the world of Caldera.
Hello, I'm JD and I'm the Dungeon Master for Life of the Party.
Hi guys, my name's B and I'll be playing Astra, the Tiefling Bard in the upcoming Life of the Party D&D.
My name is Izza and I play Elyse, the Storm Sorcerer with the amazing hair.
My name's Chase and I play Cassian Tyrion of Tyrion's Trinkets and Tailoring.
My name is Catalina, or Cat, and I'm gonna be playing Boblem, the farmer, half-elf druid.
Hi guys, I'm Sasha and I'm going to be playing Sariel for Life of the Party.
And I play the Master Mercenary Renard. Renard is a quiet and calculated fighter. He's a devout believer, and he's generally operating to the benefit of the greater good, even if the way he acts on the surface means that some people struggle to understand that. He's definitely a mysterious figure, keeping his face covered with a mask at all times, and a hood up which is full of secrets. He's travelled down to the coast looking for information on a missing person that he's trying to track down, and that's where he met this ragtag group of miscreants that make up the rest of the party. For the time being, he's happy to be travelling with them. It's better to have someone watching your back after all, but we'll see how long that lasts.
Cassian is an elven wizard from the coastal city of Mirrortail. He is very into theatre, fashion, and the arts, and he will judge your outfit. Cassian is arrogant, selfish, and he's not afraid to share his opinion even when no one else wants to hear it. I know that he is probably going to create some tension within this party, and I frankly cannot wait to create that tension. It's gonna be delicious.
Sariel is from a matriarchal tribe of druids who worship a moon goddess, and has since being part of that tribe had something quite horrific happen to her, so has been not so much on the run but sort of trying to escape what happened to her for quite a while. Was initially very distrustful of anyone she came into contact with, but now that she's met a lot of these party members, it's finally as if she can trust someone for the first time in a long time.
Whenever I describe Boblem to people, I always start with, he's a happy fool. Most of his life he's lived in his farm with his grandparents, and kind of lived a sheltered life, but a happy one nonetheless. He's a half-elf, but doesn't know he's a half-elf. He just believes he's a boy with pointy ears. And he's a druid, but he doesn't know he's a druid either. He's aware he can do magic, but he just thinks, well, everybody does magic, can't they?
Astra is a pacifist character, which is fun for a D&D game, and he believes that there is good within every single person that he comes across. As he walks, he carries himself with confidence, but with no real direction to his step, and takes in everything around him with a sense of wonder.
Utilising her talents, Elyse tracks down, acquires, and researches arcane artifacts. She's a cunning and ambitious young sorcerer who takes great pride in her sorceress heritage. She has an affinity for lightning magic and taking things that don't technically belong to her, and she isn't against getting her hands dirty to get the job done.
NyxRising Industries is coming up on its 4-year anniversary, and usually makes what has been lovingly dubbed by our fans live-action fanfiction. That is to say, a variety of short films, music videos, and web series honouring our favourite media. Life of the Party is our first foray into Dungeons and Dragons on the channel, although it's certainly not the first time we've tabletopped. Usually I DM our own horror story homebrews, but as we delve into fantasy for the first time, I'll be passing the reins over to our wonderful DM JD and his world of Caldera.
In real life, I'm a construction manager, but that's not very interesting. In my spare time, I'm really into cosplay and role-playing games such as D&D.
In real life, I work in theatre and film as a stage, costume, and production designer and creative producer, which also includes everything from like armour to props to puppets to masks. So of course I'm also a cosplayer, and that's how I met the NyxRising crew and our DM JD.
In real life, I work in HR, and outside of that, I'm pretty into comics, drawing, knitting, horror movies.
Outside of D&D, I am a freelance artist, a cosplayer, and also a YouTuber over at NyxRising Industries. In real life, I am an actress, director, LARPer, musical theatre enthusiast, and I am a founding member of NyxRising Industries.
In real life, I'm a videographer on the UK cosplay scene. I do convention music videos, cosplay showcases outside of cons, and I have been a member of NyxRising for 2 years now, which is pretty awesome.
I got into D&D about 3 years ago. I moved into a new place with an old friend, and we thought, right, what are we going to do in our spare time? We took up an RPG campaign. I was at MCM Comic Con with NyxRising in the Novotel bar on a Saturday night, and just sort of chatting, saying, oh, well, why don't we come play some D&D? And sort of threw it out there as like a half idea. And then a couple of days later got a message back like, hey, so we're actually going to do this? And I was like, yeah, you know what, we are. And here we are, ready to start.
I've been playing D&D for just over a year, mainly using a homebrew system that we kind of came up with, and then recently getting into the actual gameplay, which has been amazing! And as someone that's always been creative, it's such a good outlet to like build characters and just do ad-libbing, and it's just so much fun. I can't wait to get started with these characters.
I got into D&D through our DM, JD. He basically just was really keen for me to also start playing this game, and I was a bit apprehensive at first because I'm quite an anxious person, and I was worried about not making a character that was funny enough or interesting enough. But as I started playing more, I kind of got attached to my character, so I kind of got over those concerns the more I became attached to Boblem.
I'm still relatively new to playing D&D, having only played games with the NyxRising gang, having played our horror tabletop games, as you've heard so much about. So this is my first sort of real foray getting into D&D 5e properly, and I'm very excited too. If I've learned something about myself from doing a lot of LARPing, it's that I love playing out emotional scenes, and I am very excited to get to do that with my new character and with this campaign.
I've only been playing D&D sporadically for a couple of years, but I've already fallen for it pretty hard. I think a big part of that is that I see it as an extension of my favourite thing about designing, which is creating characters and worlds and then getting to bring them life with an amazing team of people. I'm incredibly excited at the prospect of not only being part of a full proper campaign, but also being part of life of the party and getting to hone my role-playing skills.
I got into D&D a couple of years ago when one of my friends asked me if I wanted to do a guest villain for their campaign, and I had so much fun. And since then, I just haven't really been able to find the time to play, so this is a fantastic opportunity with some really, really good friends to absolutely flex on my roleplay muscles and see how everything goes. And I'm very excited to be playing Cassian.
We can't wait to get started on Life of the Party. More than anything, we're just really excited to share these stories we've been creating with you guys. We're a party of players with backgrounds in theatre, acting, cosplay, all kinds of different creativity and performance arts. And we love to improv. We love the roleplay aspect of Dungeons and Dragons so much, and we really just can't wait to share that with you guys. So head on over to Indiegogo. It's a one-time donation system, and we're offering a variety of perks that you get in reward for your support. We've also got a number of stretch goals, so check those out. We're hoping to get the first episode of Life of the Party out next week, but the crowdfund will be running for 2 months, so you've got plenty of time to support us. And over that time, we're hoping to see our set improve and our game improve as we go. And if you can, please share this campaign around. But until next time, I'm Nyx. This is NyxRising Industries, and I'll see you in Caldera.
So, shall I talk about Caldera, the world? Our story is set in the land known as Caldera, a wide-reaching, diverse expanse of mountains, jungles and forests, lake formations and plains. To the south, the mighty jungles of the Sivray and the Rydkan teem with life and activity, while in the north, the frozen shoreline known as the Glittering Coast stretches as far as an elf eye can see. Scattered across these lands are a multitude of independent city-states, each governing, ruling themselves and their own provinces. A spectrum of races, lineages and species coexist in these cities, and many in the forest and fields between them. This party has multiple people of colour, and 100% LGBT,
Yay!
and one cis man. Like, how great is that?
Yeah.
Like, the D&D is becoming open and accessible to everyone.
It belongs to the queers
It
now.
does. Yes, it is a diverse palette and a diverse table of characters and of the supporting cast as well, the NPC. So, no, this isn't going to be white heteronormative by all means, because the world is not white and heteronormative. And frankly, any fantasy world should celebrate that.
Yeah, definitely.
At the end of the day, it's my story, the war game.